I worry about karma. So I've joked about retarded children so much that I'm like, if I ever have a child, it's gonna come out all fucked up.
Well, if
you
you're
know
worried
what I mean?
about karma, you're doing the wrong accent. Like you're
yeah.
attacking the wrong.
But like my baby's not gonna come out Chinese. You know what I mean?
Well, it depends on your partner, I
It
suppose.
depends on my partner.
karma.
What?
Karma is Indian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
karma
You
could
got
just
korma.
be a word for a korma. Are
You
you
got
thinking of korma?
Are you thinking
Yeah,
about
no, I was. I was thinking about,
tasty,
no, I was thinking
delicious
about,
meal?
No, but it doesn't.
Very nervous about mild curries. So.
Yeah.
But no, but wait, you see, but you don't really believe in karma, sure?
I think I'd be worried about I just know that I think knowing my luck,
I think
I'd
the
have a
thing is,
special needs kid.
When something awful happens to you in life, you want to be able to say, this is totally unfair. Life
Yeah.
is fucked.
Mhm.
But if that specific bad thing were to happen to you in life, you would have to think, this I asked for this.
Yeah.
So it's uncomfortable to have things that could happen to you
Yeah.
where you actually wouldn't have a leg to stand on within your own mind.
Yeah, but like all the other things I joke about, there's no I've joked about mass shootings. Maybe I'll die in a mass shooting.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe like whatever, But I'm never gonna, like I said, if I do Asian voices or make a joke about this race or whatever, like I'm not gonna become that race, or I'm not gonna. I might get stabbed by a person who's from that. They hear
Yeah,
you
but you
talking
might
about
wake
it,
up-
and
you would have to
shank
think
You might
it's
wake
fair.
up Chinese and get
I
shot
might
in a mass
wake up
shooting.
Chinese. You never know. But it's like the having children thing. I just know, like, I know my shit's fucked up. Like, I know that.
Listen,
If I was to have a kid, even if I'd never joked about special needs kids, I know if I had a baby with a woman, it would be a mess. Because I've been
there's
told.
like the risk of that happening is so astronomically low.
What, of having a messed
Well,
up
like
baby?
even if if having a baby at all.
Yeah, I mean,
I
for
mean,
me having a baby,
yeah.
yeah.
Even
You're gay, not bi, aren't
No,
you?
he-
Oh, yeah, I'm
Or-
full
there's
gay. I'm
no-
Oh,
never-
full gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
There's
not a sniff of heterosexuality in me.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's not even close.
Never tried it on for size as a teen.
yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't fit. Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, like I
You go along with
kissed
it.
a lot of women and
Wow.
fingered more than my fair share of
Oh,
women.
my goodness.
Oh yeah, my fingers
Over
were
5.
my fingers.
Everyone
were like,
gets 5.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
fingers were
Yeah, one per
pickled, man.
finger.
It was
Yeah.
bad. Like I went around, my fingers looked like I'd been in the bath.
Yeah, wow. It's like the same as smoking, but
Yeah,
with vaginas.
yeah. My fingers are brown now, but for a completely different reason. But I never even it crossed my sexually. I just went, oh. I remember one time one of the first women I fingered. She had a bush, and it was moist.
Yeah.
And I almost chopped off my hand.
Wow, you were disgusted by
Yeah,
a
like
moist bush.
a thief
Nice.
in the Middle East.
See, there are things that offend him. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, vaginas
Yeah.
do offend me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of a
Just
moist bush.
a
bit.
moist bush. Yeah.
Oh.
George W. Moist Bush. But I
Senior.
yeah. But I mean, I've been told by a sperm bank that because I went to donate sperm.
Don't have babies.
Yeah,
ever.
yeah. Well, they're basically like your
These are
shit's fucked
bad.
up. Basically, it didn't say
Oh, really?
in a
Yeah,
more
yeah.
technical terminology.
They were like, this is low grade sperm, we don't want
Yeah,
it.
it is basically. They
Yeah,
were
wow.
like, this is, but they were like, other things could factor in your sleep and your diet and whatever. But I'm just thinking about
Medication.
what
The medication.
the
probably.
medication I'm
They're all.
on, the fact that I've probably been.
They're happy sperm at least.
They're happy. Yeah,
They're happy, they just can't
They're
swim.
happy. Yeah, probably very apathetic. They don't feel things. But like I've also been punched in the balls a lot. Like surely that does
A lot.
Yeah.
damage.
But, who knows? They're quite resilient things, I always tried to... I smoked too much weed to donate any body things.
Really?
I tried to go... when I was in my early 20s, me and some mates tried to sign up for, medical testing.
Yeah.
Because there was, a medical testing facility near the squat that we lived in.
Yeah.
And they were like, you can't have done drugs for, 3 months. And all of
Wow.
us had to leave.
Because
And we were-
you
there
could
was,
lie.
10 of us.
Yeah. Wow.
You could lie and be like, no, I haven't. But then you're giving them fucked up sperm, and then someone might have a
Innit?
special
Yeah.
needs kid because you lied on
But
your resume.
we were all on drugs at the time.
And then they're allowed
Right.
to call you now.
Oh, they're allowed to call you when they turn 18.
Yeah, yeah.
And
No,
you're like,
yeah.
Daddy, and you're like, I shouldn't have lied on that fucking exam.
I've thought about
This
because
kid's
because I'm tall, so surely my sperm should be valuable. You know, I'm
Yeah.
like a horse.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just,
yeah.
You want the
what
longest
a-
horse, don't you? You know.
You want the longest horse.
like I was looking at the website. It like has like the profession you have. Like when people
Yeah.
go to buy sperm, it's like it says your weight.
Yeah.
And it's like if they were reading my profile, they'd be like bald, 120 kilograms.
Right.
Like what? Like who's gonna buy that sperm?
Yeah.
They must
Right.
have to sell it cheaper.
There must be discount cum.
But that's the point. Is I think I should be paid more for
It's
my
just in,
cum.
it's
Yeah,
just in
yeah,
a
yeah.
bin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I sound
You
worse
just
on
scoop
paper.
it up
I
with
think.
a paper cup. It's just all loose.
Yeah.
It's like
We got
a
some
pool.
cheaper stuff in the back. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
a
yeah.
vat of just mixture of like 100 men's cum.
It's like one of those things, you know, when you get the bottomless cup at like Nando's, where you
Oh, you just keep coming back
it
to
just,
it.
it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
full of cum.
What happens if like two? This is how
You're gonna put ice in it.
If two women or two men fuck a woman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they come inside of her. Are the sperm like? What happens if?
I guess only one of them's
They're
going to
fighting.
make it.
only one of
isn't
them's
it?
gonna get in.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
unless
Surely
unless
in
two
his-
happen to meet at the exact same time at the egg, they can have twins
Hey.
from two different men. And I'm sure that's happened.
Has that happened?
Probably.
Can only one little fucker get in?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, only one egg.
Well,
you know, there's
only one egg.
one sperm fertilizes the egg. You know,
Unless they
Yeah.
two do it at the exact same
because
time.
otherwise, if the two guys were like, say, one of them was like, I don't know, one of them was Chinese and one of them was Indian, you wouldn't then have a. I don't
mix.
know if they'd be able to produce a child that was like a third. The mixes were a third.
If one
Right.
of the sperm ate one of the other sperm and then got to the egg, maybe that could happen.
Yeah.
I think you're anthropomorphizing sperm a little bit to imagine that they eat each other.
I know.
Are you just looking at posters where they've got mouths?
Oh yeah, I thought.
Yeah, no, you're right. All
I
right.
thought they had eyes and everything.
Yeah, well, they've got
No.
turtlenecks on.
Are they like? Yeah. Are they like bats? Like it's sonar. How do they know where they're going?
I thought you meant baseball bats for a minute.
They,
Oh,
I don't think they
They're
do.
not
I
on
think they just
baseball
go
bat, like.
straight ahead, and
That's
the,
the thing.
and
I
the
think it's
tide
just-
takes them.
it's just swarm
Right.
tactics, isn't it? It's
Right.
one of them is going to
And then they
accidentally make it, you know.
Yeah.
But most of them are just going to be banging their heads against the flaps. Caught in a ridge.
Yeah, I mean, do they have
Yeah.
thoughts? These little fuckers, these sperm? No.
I don't know. Well, you know, I shouldn't say this in the podcast. Never mind.
Oh no. Oh, go on.
I was going to say.
We're in the
I can't. I'm
Patreon
going to tell you
anyway.
afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
We're in
Yeah,
the- this
all
isn't
right.
going to YouTube.
Well, my mate's dad's got one ball, so we always
Yeah.
joke that like he like won an even easier race.
Right.
You know?
yeah.
He had
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
half the competition.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah,
his
yeah.
life's been cushy just because
Right.
he was able to just walk that. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's why always people always have like I've heard a few people say on stage talk about how because you know how some babies can be made from pre-cum, and
Yeah,
they're like,
pre-cum
and they're
babies.
like, oh, it must be like the really weak baby. It's like no, that's super
Super
strong.
strong cum.
They're
yeah, yeah.
crazy. Those sperm, they're getting out early.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
jumping the
Early
gun,
bird.
and they're fucking those they don't
Yeah.
even need the ejaculation to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
They can leak out
Yeah.
and still make it. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fucking
Power.
crazy.
It's
That's
pure aura.
That's yeah.
Pure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You're
I went to a banana plantation once, and the guy cut off a big thing of bananas, and
Right
he
in
went
for a
like
gay bar.
right from the stalk of the tree, right?
Yeah.
Have a little drop of that sap that's coming out there, that like banana water.
Yeah.
And I put one drop on my mouth, and my whole
came.
mouth went
Yeah.
completely dry,
pregnant.
and tasted it so deeply in every crevice of my mouth of bananas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I feel like that's pre-cum.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? That's how powerful pre-cum is.
Yes.
You put
yeah,
that
yeah.
in your mouth, it'd be like the essence they make perfumes from. You know?
Right. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's a big thing that was like, like they said to us in school about when sexual health. They were like, pulling out doesn't work. Like that was like drilled into us, for want of a better term. I remember
It
being
does,
told
though.
that
It
explicitly.
It does.
It works
Well,
pretty fucking
does it work
well.
pretty
Oh,
well?
absolutely.
Works pretty well.
Yeah.
It's you
works
would have to
until it
be
doesn't.
you would have to
Well,
be so,
yeah.
no. Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
most people are bad at it.
right.
That's
true.
why it fails a lot because
Yeah, yeah.
guys don't pull out in time. But if you pull out properly in time, the chance of getting someone pregnant is so fucking low.
How close do you leave it? Like.
I like to leave it about 5 minutes, like
Oh,
before.
really,
I'm
yeah?
terrified.
Right.
I like to have. I'll pull out even if I'm wearing a condom and she's on the pill. I'm still pulling.
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm absolutely.
You can get
terrified.
abortions now.
Unless I'm really attracted to the person, then I'm like, I'll risk it for this.
Right. But yeah, like you can get abortions now. Why would you?
Yeah, but it's not me getting.
quite
You can't
traumatic
get an
still,
abortion
though.
for a woman without her.
Nice.
You can't take a woman.
Have
and
you heard of stairs?
in one of those little cages, like a vet cage, and take her in, and like she has to choose to do it, and she has the choice to not do it if she doesn't want to.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Women with choices is one of the scariest things.
Yeah, we should never have allowed that.
Probably shouldn't just necessitate medical procedures.
Yeah, exactly.
But hey, sometimes you just mistime a stroke. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. She's dead.
Oh no!
She ruined Christmas. But
Was she the Grinch? I'm glad she died. I love Christmas.
yeah. But do you want to have children with me?
I think so. I ebb and flow about it. I'm an only child. So if I don't have any kids, my parents were very good parents. I think they were very sweet, and there's the vibe that they would like grandkids, but that's not enough of a reason, unfortunately.
No. Yeah.
But I'm open to. The thing is, I think I'd be quite a cool, fun dad, but I'm not currently in a sort of economic position where that wouldn't be child abuse.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But then also you got to think like, does that mean everyone? Because I mean, poor people have kids all the time. Do you think that's child abuse whenever a poor person?
No,
has a kid?
of course not. I think that's a frivolous statement. But I just think if I had a child now, I might have to stop doing comedy as much.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would have to
But you
shift
wouldn't do
my
that.
focus. But I'm not doing that for myself. I would
Exactly.
do that for a baby.
Yeah.
But like as it stands, I might be approaching a point where I could have a child and be a comedian.
Right.
But certainly for my 20s, that wasn't an option.
Yeah. Well, I think men, which is great about being a dude, there's a lot of great things about being a man, that the clock's not really on us. Like you can kind of
True.
you can leave it up until whenever, really.
As
long as your lady
still having kids, you know? Al Pacino's still having kids.
Now that's fucking cruel.
That's great.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
That's encouraging.
Yeah. I mean, my mate's dad died there recently, but he was 81, and he's the same age as me. So he's like 33, and his dad was 81. So his dad had him when he was, what? I'm so bad at maths.
Old dads are crazy though.
Yeah.
Like when you find out someone's got an old dad, you're like, that's nuts, man.
Right.
What does he do? He just sucks.
Yeah, he's just old.
He's just an old guy.
Yeah, last night was weird because this guy reached out to me on Instagram that I was in a psychiatric hospital with, when I was like 20, and we'd seen each other or whatever around that time, met up or whatever, but unfortunately he was big like coke and stuff like that because there's a rehab section of the place or whatever, and he was flipped between that and then the psychiatric part, and but yeah, I hadn't seen him for like fucking, I don't know, like 12 years or whatever, and then he reached out, and it was weird, but I felt bad because it was like things for me are going relatively fine. I mean, my mental health is still kind of
compared to a coke addict. For sure.
Yeah, because he was like,
survivor's guilt, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, it is survivor's guilt because he was like, like I was in, like he's been back in hospital like 9 times since and he's been in 5 times in the last few years, and the most recent time was over Christmas, like because he fucking, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, and he's like, it's the survivor's guilt is a great way of putting it. You're like, fuck, man, I made it out.
Yeah.
And like whatever, like mental health is still kind of fucking in the bin. But then there was a girl that was in hospital with us, and this is fucking mental, like, but she killed herself like a few years ago. This is how I found out. I was down the back of a gig, right? And I was on Instagram, and you know, like these like the Humans of New York, that Instagram.
Yeah.
There's a Humans of Dublin. Some guy just copied the Humans of New York thing, and he was obviously she knew the guy, and then he just like posted a tribute to her on his Instagram or whatever. So I'm down the back of a gig just like waiting to go on, and then I just see this person I knew fucking killed themselves, and I was like, oh fuck. And then I was like, yeah, you're on in 5 minutes or whatever. I have to go on and do like a fucking
It's mad how jarring that is, isn't
minute
it? Yeah.
set, and I was like, I just don't want to be doing this, like trying to entertain people. But then I inadvertently told, for some reason in my head I was like, he probably knows about that. So then we were just chatting, and I was like, I'm sure you know Lisa fucking whatever bit the dust or whatever, and he was like, what was that? And I was like, yeah, you know Lisa, she fucking whatever checked out early, and he was like, I had no idea about that, and I was like, Sorry.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's bad.
Well, I'm
But-
glad I helped.
yeah, well, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't know. It's the first person I know that's fucking died from suicide.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, Hamish knows about 50 people.
Yeah, I've had
Fucking-
2 friends since I've moved here.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
They missed him so much. They were
Yeah.
like,
Is that because you went away?
Yeah,
Come
that's
back.
Exactly why.
yeah,
Are you Kiwi, Hamish?
I was born in New Zealand, but grew up in Australia. Yeah.
Oh, sure. I spent 6 months in New Zealand, but I sort of
Whereabouts?
skipped over Australia. Well, we just went to Auckland with like an ex-girlfriend in my early 20s, and we bought like a station wagon, and we just drove it around New Zealand for like
Nice.
6 months.
that sounds fucking sick.
Yeah.
It was really nice, yeah.
Yeah.
There was about a month there where we found this family who just like needed help like in the garden, and like I'd like most of the whole job was just they had loads of scrap wood that nails needed pulling out of.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would just do that for a few hours every day, and otherwise we lived in their caravan on the beach.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And just there for like a month, just outside Wellington.
Wow.
So it was beautiful. I loved New Zealand. It
Had
was
you
beautiful.
started stand up before?
Yeah. I was already doing stand up. I did like.
Did you do it in Wellington? Because I heard they've got a big
Yeah, I
scene
did the
there.
Wellington
Yeah.
Fringe because I knew I was
Nice.
going to be there.
Sounds like a type of haircut.
So
the
that,
Wellington
yeah.
Fringe.
But that was really cool. I stayed on this guy Ray O'Leary's sofa.
Oh,
and
yeah,
now
Ray
Ray
O'Leary,
O'Leary's doing
yeah.
really well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
But
is,
that,
yeah.
this would have been like 10, 12 years ago. But yeah, I bumped into Ray at the Fringe a couple of years ago, and it was the first time I'd seen him since I was staying on his sofa in Wellington.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was funny. That was cool. But
It's
yeah,
weird
yeah.
how you cross paths with people when you start stand up, and then your careers go in different directions or wherever, and then you end up meeting at another spot, and it's like, it's a crazy fucking.
It's
journey,
odd how
like.
everyone moves around and it all flips and changes and things. What I see more and more now is like people that don't do stand up anymore and just what they've gone on to do and just how
Yeah.
they've got like normal jobs and lives. And I
Right.
think, wow, yeah.
But I don't feel an ounce
Yeah.
of like that thing of, and I've said it before about like.
Empathy.
I feel nothing, but it's more like I don't have that thing of like, 'cause all my mates now have houses and kids, and they're married, and at least 2 of my mates fucking hit the jackpot with Bitcoin and stuff, and they're financially, they could retire now.
Is
like.
it? Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I
But I
spent a
don't-
full Bitcoin on drugs in like 2010.
Really?
Genuinely. Yeah. We were like,
That's how you
early-
used to buy drugs.
It was like
Yeah.
2012, 13 or something. My mate was showing me how to use, because when I moved to London, I lived in like a squat warehouse with like 15, 20 people, and it was
I've
sick.
been there. Yeah.
But I lived there for like 4 years. It was near
Really,
Heathrow.
yeah?
I fucking loved it, but it
Yeah.
was way too long. Either way, I was like shown how all of that worked when I was there. But I swear, it was like a Bitcoin was like 100 quid or something. It
Yeah.
was like it wasn't that. But I bought like an ounce of weed for what would in today's money be like £500,000.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
But I mean,
It's just mad. But like that's how much that was the exchange rate at the time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like, no, why would you
Um,
ever hang on to that? Like,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
always regret it. It's like, yeah, but it doesn't.
And it was like I was only getting Bitcoin in
To
order
buy
to
drugs.
immediately
Yeah.
spend
Yeah.
it. Like I'm not
On the
like
dark web, like no.
yeah, on the
yeah,
dark web. That was
I
the
never
way.
went on the dark web. It's too
The dark
afraid.
web, yeah, it was like
You
you,
still-
had to
you
get
still
like an
use-
onion tour. It was all
Yeah.
pretty much this. I think you still pretty
I've
much do
done
it the same
so
way.
you still use Bitcoin, but now you only have to buy like 0.0009
right?
of a Bitcoin. You know.
You have to
yeah.
buy and it's not traceable. No.
No, well, I think it is.
Yeah.
There's
But
like,
it's
weird ways to do. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, the only way to make it really untraceable, you have to actually like create like an operating system on a separate hard drive that you log into. If you just do it on your computer, it doesn't matter if you use Tor browser and stuff. They can
Right.
trace it. But like, why would they bother?
But there's
for it?
also
Yeah.
like all sorts of weird little loopholes. It used to be, I don't know if it's still the same, but it used to be there was guys on Reddit you could buy weed off of, and they wanted you to pay them in games reward cards.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could go to Game and put the amount of money on a card,
Okay.
a gift card, and then give it to the drug dealer. And apparently, just the game cards you could just like cash out.
Ah.
So it's a way of
interesting.
just like seamlessly passing money.
Yeah.
So there was all these
one
odd things,
big
and then they
way.
probably shut down that loophole. But another one pops up. There's all ways
yeah,
to do
yeah,
it.
yeah. I
But
think they
yeah,
use,
I must have. I think I spent like a full Bitcoin in like 2012.
yeah,
Nice.
which would be worth like $500,000 now. I remember
Yeah, yeah.
going. I remember someone in 2017 saying to me, "There's this thing Bitcoin. There's a conference happening in this hotel near us. He's like, you got to come. You got to invest in this thing." And I was like, "I get fucked. I'm not.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't believe in gambling." But I
Well,
wouldn't,
it
be, I
is
wouldn't be doing
gambling.
this probably.
Yeah,
Well,
but
still big.
hey, if we all knew what was going to happen.
But would you have even
yeah.
had money to invest
No.
at that point? Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
The height of my investing is on the Revolut app when it's like this thing is. I'm like, yeah, put the house on whatever the fuck that is, and
Yeah.
never made any because I had like a brief dalliance with gambling and a gambling addiction that like
On sport.
just on sport. Yeah. Like it's the classic thing of like it starts with like football or whatever, and then the next thing you know you're betting on fucking. A tennis match in Singapore that you've absolutely no idea about. You know what I mean? And
You're just looking at odds and just like.
you're just looking at odds and going, and like just trying to like make these crazy, like not wanting to spend that much money. So you just do this mental accumulator where it was like money on this tennis match, money on this football game, this horse race, this UFC fight. Like, and there's a very famous I don't know who the expression is by, but it's just like, I got very lucky with gambling. I never won. Which is like, you never get that adrenaline rush of like winning, and I just never won for like a year and lost. I don't know how much money I lost. Nothing crazy, less than 1,000, but like, because I know some people who got proper like their wives are now in control of their bank accounts.
Yeah,
and they get an allowance once a month. No, they just can't be fucking trusted to not fucking.
I really dislike gambling. But I really like the concept of like free money and just like being able to win things. So I'm just really strict about it. And I love football, but I'd never wear a football shirt with a betting sponsor or anything. And I support Crystal Palace, so it's a huge pain in the ass because they've had one for like years and years.
Yeah.
But I do bet £5. I do a £5 accumulator once a week.
Right.
On a Saturday, I pick 10 football matches, and it's between like 20 to like £300,000 I might win off a fiver, depending on how like spicy my choices are. And then they all kick off at 3:00, so I just listen to the radio or like sit down in front of like final score and just like I'd spend Saturday morning daydreaming about what I'm going to spend my money on, and then I'd never win. I've never won. But that's that I spend £5 instead of going to the game, which is like 50 quid, 80, 100 quid, whatever. I just spend £5 a Saturday to just be really invested all across the leagues. I care about what Wimbledon are doing this week, Salford, who cares, I've picked 10 games, and my interest in football is now like galvanized.
It does
by
make
the potential,
sports way more interesting. I mean, I went to watch Ireland and it was absolutely fucking heartbreaking. Being an Irish football fan is just absolutely soul destroying.
I saw John Maher the day afterwards, and he'd just been on Sky News.
I was on Sky News as well.
Were you there as well? Were you there as well? Yeah.
You can see me like fucking Jesus.
Yeah,
and
mad.
Like, it was absolutely fucking heartbreaking. It was like a World Cup qualifier, and we had to win that game. If we won that game, then we'd play one more game. And if we won that other game against Denmark, we'd fucking qualify for the World Cup. And we haven't qualified for a World Cup in fucking, I don't even know how long it's been since we played in the World Cup. And we were playing Czechia. Is it Czechia? Czech Republic?
Was it? Well, I thought you were playing Italy, but I wasn't really paying much attention. They've changed it to Czechia.
Czechia or something. So, and
Czechia statistics.
And we were 2-0 up, like, within the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But like watching I don't think there's anything better. Like watching an Irish football match in an Irish pub with Irish people is fucking amazing. Like I forgot that feeling. And because I'm like a fair weather fan, like I watch when it's a big important game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like it's so rare that we're in important games.
Yeah.
And we were 2-0 up after like 30 minutes, and we were like, fuck, like this is happening. Like the atmosphere was electric. And then we conceded a penalty, and then we were like, oh fuck. And then it got to like the 86th minute. We're like, surely. And then they equalized. But then I'm always like an eternal optimist. I'm always like, I think you have to be if you're doing stand up. I'll make it. But I'm always like, there's, even if you're like 6-0 down, I'm like, the luck of the Irish or whatever. And then we went to penalties, and we just fucking, it was absolutely fucking heartbreaking. And then we're like, I don't ever. And the next day you're on Sky Sports, you're in the background of a live feed on Sky Sports, just like fucking
devastating. Absolutely
devastating. I'm glad it didn't catch me shouting slurs at the TV. Because
what slur do you call a Czechian?
Well, no, it was at the Irish players. Yeah.
Oh, right, your own people.
We have a very diverse squad these days. No. I'm
Oh,
joking.
right.
It is crazy though. Like looking at the.
Yeah.
It is, and I mean this in the most non-racist, non-anti-immigration way, but like.
No, you don't.
Don't be putting on airs and graces because Andy's here. But it was funny to look at because I know it probably drives some Irish racist mental, like, because when I was growing up, there was like one black player that I was ever familiar with. It was like Paul McGrath.
And that was the perfect amount.
It was the
of play.
perfect amount. You give them
one
an
in,
inch?
one out.
No, we can't have two. We can't have more than one.
Yeah.
But there was Paul McGrath.
Yeah.
You're a football guy, right? You
I
probably
like
know.
football,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you know Paul McGrath?
I know about Paul McGrath.
Yeah, raging alcoholic, would play games drunk and fucking
Really?
whatever. Yeah.
What a legend, yeah.
And be good as well.
Yeah,
like
right.
be competent. It was Paul McGrath, and then he went, and then we had like Clinton Morrison.
I remember Clinton
Clinton
Morrison.
These are
Morrison,
all
yeah.
black players.
Huh? These are black players.
He's going one in, one out. That's
One
what
in,
it is.
one out.
Right.
But at least like Paul McGrath, kind of Irish
Does not
name.
sound like a black name. Yeah.
Clinton Morrison, whatever. But now you look at the Irish squad, and there's like I think there's like 5 black players, and their names are like Mbonge Bagumbu.
So
or
you're
whatever.
happy? So you think they should
And
change
you're
their
against
names?
that.
Yeah. No. I think it's great. I'm like,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is awesome, but it's funny to watch the
Obagumbu would be fine.
yeah. Lose a few syllables there.
Yeah,
I kinda,
yeah.
But yeah, it's like like half the team is black, and it's like Unga Bungo, whatever, and it's like I think
you really need to stop just saying
Unga Bungo, yeah. It's like Uga Bugu or one of these things, and
Sure.
I was so funny, like, and I should have known, but like the other night I was watching it, some guy went. This is where my mind went because it's my like fucked up sense of humor. But some guy went, I'm dating a girl now, and she's really, you know what I mean? And I thought he was like, oh, she's African or whatever. But he was like, the joke is, she goes, she's really, yeah, she's a horse. But
that's a funny joke,
yeah.
Who
But-
jokes that?
Fuck, I don't know.
Oh, give
I
him
don't
credit.
know.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, we gotta
if
plug
you
that.
happen to coincidentally listen to this,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I think that's funny.
But yeah, my mind went to. I mean, that would be incredibly offensive. Yeah.
You should say nervous
My
horse.
girlfriend's-
Does he say nervous horse?
Why would it be a nervous horse?
It's just funnier to be like, she's a bit,
No, he went like.
she's a nervous horse.
No, you when you go.
I know, yeah. But it's almost like, I want to take it further and be like, my girlfriend before that was more
Yeah.
a small cat. yeah.
Yeah, but like, that's
Yeah.
where my mind would have went. But so what was living in this squat like?
Oh, it was lovely stuff.
Yeah.
I lived in
one in
so
Sydney.
I started doing stand up in Southampton, and because I was at university there, and then I was gigging all over. I had like a little Ford Fiesta, and I would drive around like the South Coast doing open mic nights and stuff. And I met this bunch of guys who were just nutters running like weird open mic comedy gigs in Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And one of them was called Yas, and I got to be
Second
really
name,
good
Queen.
mates with
Yes.
Yas. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I got to be really good mates with Yas, and he sold drugs and ran a comedy night at the same time. So he would like fly her outside, and he would be
Nice.
like free comedy and MDMA.
Wow.
And he would pay me an MDMA to do 10s at his set, and I would take them back to university and we'd all do MDMA, and it was sick.
Yeah.
Nice.
And cruelly and unfairly, he went to prison for 6 months for
Aw.
the whole drugs thing. Not
Right.
the comedy was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when he got released like on like an ankle bracelet. They have to give an address, but he was sort of no fix the bow. But he had these mates who just moved to this warehouse in like Uxbridge,
Right.
end of the Metropolitan line, like proper northwest, barely in London. And then I finished university and was just on Facebook, like, does anyone know anywhere in London I could, you know? And Yas was like, well, come check out this warehouse. And I got there and they like didn't even have any space. There was like one room, it had no windows. It had rat poison on the floor because the guy who lived in there before had rats. And I was like, yeah, sick. It was just loads of people and it was vibey, and it was like, I wanted to really crack on with my whole experimenting with drugs phase.
Yeah.
I wanted to get addicted to some things. I wanted to like, I felt a bit like, this is such a stupid thing that I did, But when I was younger, I just felt a little bit like I wasn't an interesting enough person to be a good stand-up comedian.
Right.
So I would kind of consciously make reckless decisions.
For sure.
Just make yourself more.
Just to be like, oh, do you want to do acid in this place that seems like it's a bad idea? And I'd be like, well, that might be anecdotally valuable. So yes,
I do that now, but
Yeah,
with
yeah.
less risky shit.
yeah. But I would,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, do you want to like move in with the guy that you know that sells MDMA and went to prison and is in a squat and the place got no windows? And I'm like, literally stop talking, I'm in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You had
No, I
me
did
at
the exact-
whatever.
Yeah.
How big was the room? Was it like a little jail cell?
Oh,
or
it was like a hallway. It was like tiny.
Yeah.
But like I only lived in that room for a
So
little
they
bit.
build the rooms.
And then that one was there. The building was sort of like an office building.
Yeah.
With like a warehouse and like garage attached.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's almost like you could run like a garage out of this building, like fixing cars or whatever.
We kept. I lived in a warehouse in Sydney. We kept, as we got more people in, we kept just cutting the rooms in half, just adding another wall in the middle. Just like slowly making all the rooms.
We built loads of rooms, but there was
Yeah.
also so many nooks and crannies that we still had about like 10, 12 bedrooms, like pretty easily like made around the flat. But like we had one big room where we made like a sofa, tiered sofas,
right.
Yeah,
for
we
like
did
a
the same.
cinema set
Yeah,
up. Like
exactly.
there was a set of stairs. We had this big like plastic sign we put down to make it a slide. We would have like big parties and raves all the time. We had like a New Year's party that went on for like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was a guy that just tried to stay, and we in the end had to just be like, mate,
Real
like
George
you
Weah
can't
move.
just stay. Like,
Yeah.
We used to spray
There's a lot
people
like
with a hose at the end of the.
Is it?
the
Yeah,
To
yeah.
get them out?
Yeah.
Right.
We were problematic for sure.
Yeah.
I ran a comedy night in that warehouse a few
Really?
times.
Yeah.
We had Candy Gigi headline one of them. Do you know her? She's
No,
gone quite
no.
good on Instagram now. She's getting like a little bit virally popular, but she used to do like very like crazy clowning kind of comedy, but like before clowning was even that much of a thing, but she would just like scream in the audience, do such like animalistic act outs. She was absolutely fucking mental. So we got her to do the warehouse and it was incredible. Matt Ewins headlined it once, who's quite good. He does lots of fringe stuff, but he I just like met him at a gig once and then was like, do you want to come do this? And I guess I must have sold it as like a normal comedy night in London.
Yeah.
And he showed up and he was like, you can't say this in London. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
sorry. And he was like, so when am I on? And I was like, oh, it's not actually started yet and you're on last. And then the whole thing ran for so long and he was just at the back of the room the whole time like, mate, what have you done to me?
Yeah.
I gave a guy his first ever gig. He lived with us. His name was Phineas.
Yeah.
He was like a sort of black French guy. He was very like quirky and fun. And he did it. I was like, you can have 5 minutes if you want to try stand up for the first time.
Yeah.
He did 25.
Oh,
Just
get
wouldn't stop talking.
Fuck you, Phineas.
Just
I
wouldn't
mean,
stop.
that would.
Yeah.
Bombing?
Well, I mean, we all know him, but it was way too long.
Yeah.
But like he kept dropping bombs of like truth bombs that none of us knew. For a starter, we all called him Fifi.
Yeah.
His name is Fifi. And he said during the set he doesn't like being called Fifi.
Right.
Which is crazy. Because
Yeah.
we were like 3 years into calling this man Fifi.
Right. Yeah.
Most of the people in the flat didn't realise that his name, that wasn't his full first name.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was crazy. And then he also told us that he broke his back as a child because he was doing the worm in the street and he was hit by a car.
That is fucking
That's what you get for
amazing.
doing
right?
the worm in the street.
So every time I'm about to
fantastic
kick him off the
imagery.
stage, he says another thing, and I'm like, well, all right, well, what happened then?
Yeah,
Fucking tell us. But
How
he
many
did,
people
like,
were in the audience for this?
oh, maybe like, well, we would invite our mates and stuff. There was maybe like 20 of us in the warehouse, and then we would all invite some mates. So we probably got like a 50-strong audience. And like
Right.
my mate Robin would like roll a bunch of joints ahead of time and sell them for like £2 each. He would like walk through like a popcorn guy, like selling joints. It was
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Dude, that's making me
Yeah.
reminisce about fucking doing drugs, man. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
we used to, before we went on nights out, we would pre-roll just like 20 joints.
Yeah.
So throughout the night, you never had to, you just pop it out like a fag and just fucking,
Yeah.
and just smoke it in the spot. Oh, yeah, that's,
Yeah.
but like that, I mean, that sounds amazing. But like, was it like dirty or did you keep it clean or like, was it like?
I mean, yeah, of course it was dirty, but it was
Yeah.
also like it was large enough. Like there was enough space for like mess to kind of like be pushed to the side and for it
Yeah.
to be like livable and things. And also like it's full of people taking care of their space and things. And,
Yeah.
like we care about the space. The kitchen was small and windowless and right in the middle of the building, and obviously there's like 20 of us using it. So we're like, then there was like one bathroom as well.
Yeah.
So like there's spaces where obviously don't be a cunt, like look
Yeah,
after
yeah,
them.
yeah.
There was like a communal spirit. It wasn't squat in the same way that like just random people were fucking there. Like we all had a say over who lived where. When a room was up for rent, it was people would be like, I've got a friend. We'd like have them come round. So like it was organised. We knew the landlord, but it was just sort of like illegal in general.
Yeah.
And like extremely bohemian.
It's crazy how similar this experience sounds to exactly what mine was in Sydney. It's just like that environment just invites the exact same type of people.
Yeah, but it does. But also, I'm really glad I did that.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that, and I did it from the ages of like 21 to 25. And I was like,
same.
Because you age out of that, right?
You know?
Like,
There was guys when I was there who were like in their 30s.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking at the time, like, these guys are cool. I wanted them to be like impressed by me.
So this exact same thing.
Like, but I'd think if I was living in that house now, and like 22-year-old me came in and was like, I'm trying to make it as a stand-up comedian in London. I would be like, you fucking suck.
You're right.
You are the worst.
And were you working at the time, or were you?
Yeah, well, I was trying to, but I was also like, I was doing stand-up. I had loads of odd little jobs.
Yeah.
I've had loads of little jobs.
Yeah.
I pick them up all the time. Like I had a little job for a few months last year, just because money's not very consistent. I'm a terrible businessman.
Right.
But most of the time I lived in the warehouse. I worked at platform 9 3/4.
Really?
I was taking pictures of people running through the wall with a baggage thing.
Wow.
Oh,
I was stood there with like a camera, dressed like a train conductor.
Yeah.
That's a nice little job.
Yeah, it was sick. Well, I was either doing that,
Taking
or
photos of
I was stood just off of throwing the scarf, so it looks like they're running.
Oh,
It's a two-person job.
Wait, do you talk
though.
about that on stage? I think I saw you.
I might have talked about it anecdotally, but I don't really have a bit about it as much as I just did that for like a year and a half. But as with all of the jobs that I did, I was fired for going to the Fringe for a month.
Right.
Basically all of them.
Why, you just call in sick for a month, or you just?
Well, no, I literally like it must have been like October the year before.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to be here for the entirety of August.
Yeah.
And they were like, fine. And then I came back, and obviously now being an adult, understanding like your rights as an employee, etc.
Yeah.
I might have kicked up more of a fuss, but I just came back and they were like, yeah, I mean, you can't just go for the entirety of August. We're a fucking tourist attraction. It's the summer, you prick.
Yeah.
And I was
yeah.
like, oh.
You're the best scarf thrower we have.
Yeah. But I was like, I gave you like 11 months notice. And they're like, but like you still we're trying to hire people who aren't gone for most of the summer.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
I lost a job because I a few months out before there was a music festival that was like a weekend long, and I was like, oh, can I have time off for this music festival? And they were like, nah, we can't. And I was like, well, I'm fucking going anyway.
Yeah.
So just like that weekend, I just never turned up for the job. And they knew, because it's a big music festival in Ireland, everyone knows Electric Picnic is happening.
Yeah.
So like I couldn't be like, oh, I'm sick, because I'd asked for time off for that music fest. I was like, they're gonna know I'm going there.
Yeah.
So I just was like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, and I just never came in.
Sick.
And they were like, you fucker. They were just ringing me like.
What was the job again?
I worked as a kitchen porter in like a food hall.
Yeah, fuck them, they deserve it.
Oh man, kitchen porter.
That makes me
jobs.
happy that they like said no, and then they had to deal with the fact
I
that they
had
didn't show
the
up.
most shameful kitchen porter job.
It is the worst job ever.
Well, I had one shift as a kitchen porter. It was when I got back from New Zealand. I'd like had to move back in with my mum and dad, and my mum was like, "Oh, local pub needs a kitchen porter." Like I've told the guy you'll go down and do a shift, but like I wasn't invested in it. But I did like a couple of shifts, and then I got cast in a Lynx advert, and it was 20k. And it was like going to go out worldwide. I was going to be the new face of Lynx.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
So I literally said to everyone, like, guys, I'm going to be in a Lynx advert.
Yeah.
So I'm
Smell you
fucking
later.
not doing this. Hey.
Come on now. Come on.
So I went off like a week later, filmed the advert. And then I had an invoice out ready for them to pay me my full whack.
Yeah.
And then like 2 days before the advert was supposed to go live, Lynx pulled it.
Oh,
Wait,
get
so
and
fucked.
you still got paid for the day of work.
I got
though,
paid
right?
for the day rate. I probably made like $3,000 overall, but I was gonna make like 22 grand.
Fuck.
And but I just all I can think about is this like cute waitress at the pub that I was like a little bit sort of like pleased to impress with my Lynx job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just thinking like, everyone at
gonna
that
be
pub
waiting
thinks
for
I'm
the-
insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
They're just
yeah.
going to remember the one guy who was like, sorry, can't do this actually. I'm going to be
Yeah.
the new face of Lynx.
Yeah.
What an insane claim.
Yeah,
What an insane claim.
What was the shoot?
Well,
what was the ad? Like, what did you have to do?
It was like, I think the crux of the whole thing was that like everyone's got something sexy about them. So it was like, obviously I'm just like a bit of a gangly, strange guy with like long hair, but I was in the bathroom mirror and they were like, my voice was the sexy thing for me.
Yeah.
So they were having me just be like, ooh, yeah. I was just saying random words.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
the director really liked it when I said spatula.
It does
But
sound nice when you say
I was just
spatula.
doing things like that. And then there was another one where there was a kind of a goofy looking guy who was really good at dancing.
Yeah.
There was another goofy. So they filmed like 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, mine never went out.
Fuck.
The most dehumanizing thing about that whole experience is they didn't like my hairline.
Right.
They said it wasn't represented. I was supposed to be in my early 20s, and I was.
Yeah.
But my hairline has always been bad.
Oh
Right.
wow.
And so they sent me to a wig workshop to make a fake hairline or / try
They're
out
called
some
wiggers.
wigs. So I was trying out wigs.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
tried out like a Thor, like Chris Hemsworth wig on me, all sorts of different
Right.
things. And in the end, what they settled for doing was they stuck 2 little bits of goatee
Right.
to my like the sides of my widow's peak and made like a fake hairline
Wow.
that's more believable for a 22-year-old, even though I was 22.
I'd love if that's the reason it got pulled.
yeah.
That doesn't look like a real hairline.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I mean, maybe it is because that was
Yeah,
crazy. We had to film 2 versions, I remember as well, because I was in the bathroom shirtless, but you're not allowed to show nipples in the Middle East. So we had to make another one where I had a
Good to
Remember
know.
towel.
I'm going there next
The
week.
Lynx. Oh no, is it Mentot? Because I thought it was like a Lynx or some ad in Australia where they all have big nipples walking along the beach. Did you
Maybe.
guys ever get that ad here?
No.
No.
All right.
But yeah, you couldn't have that in the Middle East.
Yeah,
You're not
wow.
allowed men's nipples in the Middle East. So we filmed 2 versions. And in the end, they said it went out for like a trial run in like the UAE.
Yeah.
And I never heard anything about that. But they gave me a couple of grand for it doing that.
There was riots. in
But
the
so that
UAE.
would have been the towel version.
Yeah.
But so, I had the video file somewhere on a hard drive, and I just don't know where it is anymore.
Yeah.
I think I have the only copy, maybe, or someone must
Wow.
have a copy somewhere.
Yeah.
But either way, there's a fully produced, up to spec, ready to be released Lynx advert starring me somewhere out there in the world.
You have to find that.
Yeah, it is
That's
a laugh,
absolute
isn't it?
gold. I'd love. My dream is to get some kind of advert fucking bullshit, so I just don't have to like.
Oh
just
mate,
financially.
it's so unfair how
Yeah.
much it pays. It's so,
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, my brother's an actor, and he's done TV advert stuff, and it pays so well. Like you just don't have to worry about money
Yeah,
for
it's
a
mad.
while.
Every now and then you see someone pop up in something, you go like, oh, they're absolutely fine.
Our friend
remember,
Oliver
like-
got a job
Yeah,
doing
mate.
voiceover work.
Oh,
Oliver Moore for some kids cartoon thing.
oh really? Yeah.
yeah.
Fucking hell.
Good fucking.
The best
money.
one I remember is when Jack Barry was on the McCoy's Crisps. Do you remember that? Do you
No,
know
but I
Jack?
know Jack. Yeah.
Jack's so funny. Jack's amazing. But
He's very
me and
funny,
Jack have been going for maybe a similar length of time. But I remember like with an understanding of how much ads pay at first, but having your face on the physical product.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mate, his face
Yeah.
were on the crisps for ages, and it was like,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
I'd love that.
That's the fucking
Mate,
dream
make
right
me the
there.
fucking Milky Bar kid. I'll do
Yeah.
it. Whatever you want.
Yeah, man. Put me on the crisps, man. But anyway, listen, we'll wrap it up. I gotta take a piss. Andy,
Please.
thanks so much.
Honestly, what a treat.
Thanks so much for
having
coming
me.
on. I
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it,
me,
man.
team.
No
All
worries.
right.
Thank you.
See you, folks. Bye bye.